90-Day Fiancé. David and Annie may regret moving to Thailand after exiting the US. Will they really leave America for good? 90-Day Fiancé couple David Toborowsky and his pregnant wife Annie Suwan have relocated to Thailand, and something about the sudden move suggests the pair's relationship could be in trouble. David and Annie and their 24-year age gap were the storyline for 90-Day Fiancé Season 5. David was a big red flag because of his divorce and the health and money problems that had followed him since. He was estranged from his kids and seemed to have an alcohol problem. Annie still chose to marry David and came to the US on a visa. Life didn't magically change for her and David after Annie moved to America. It took them years to become stable in the US. Fans have tracked their progress through social media and watched them get cast in multiple 90-Day Fiancé seasons and spin-offs, get thousands of cameo requests, become Instagram influencers, etc. David and Annie seem to have started investing and saving better too. However, it appears didn't end on a good note for the parents-to-be. David and Annie are spending time in Thailand. Have David and Annie left America for good? In late November, David shockingly announced that he was going back to Thailand with a very pregnant Annie. David shared a picture of the photograph required for his Thailand visa and wrote that he was ready for the trip. David revealed that they have 2 condos in Thailand and were heading there to spend the rest of Annie's pregnancy. Annie is currently 6 months pregnant, yet David assured his fans that it was safe for Annie to fly. He even revealed that their daughter would get dual American and Thai citizenship. David whisked Annie off to South Korea as she made a stop on their way to America, so she could celebrate her 32nd birthday and baby moon there. The couple even met 90-Day Fiancé co-star Jaehoon Lee in Seoul amid facing backlash for being friends with him. Annie is expecting her baby to arrive in March, which means the couple will be spending the next 4 months at least in Annie's country. Still, they have fans convinced they aren't filming a new season of David and Annie. After the 90 days it was because of what happened on the show that Annie is now having a baby of her own. It became impossible for Annie's brother and cousin sister to move to the US, and Annie got baby fever, making David, who'd had a vasectomy in the past, turn to IVF as an option. They started their journey in January. Annie announced she was going to be a mother. David and Annie are now going to find out what it is like to become parents together. Their decision to never have kids due to their age gap changed drastically, but it was only fair for them to start a family now that they were successful in life. Annie and David have struggled financially on the show, with them living in a storage unit at one point in time. Surely they couldn't have had a baby at the time. Things started changing for David and Annie once they became popular on Pillow Talk. Money now comes in through various sources. However, their decision to leave the US and have a baby in Thailand was unexpected. Annie may miss her homeland. However, David will probably miss America. Just before David revealed their plans to move to Thailand, Annie had disclosed she was dealing with health issues. Annie had back pain and David had tried to help her out by getting her a belt for her back support. In November, 90-Day Fiancé alum Annie shared a photograph from her grandmother's funeral. Annie celebrated her grandmother's long and fulfilling life but seemed to be saddened by the fact that her grandma was never going to meet her child. It had taken Annie 7 years to experience motherhood, and she would be trying her best to not let her mental health or happiness get affected by the feelings of grief due to her grandmother's death. It could have been a last-minute decision by David to take Annie back home so she could spend time with her loved ones. In his effort to make Annie's pregnancy a smooth-sailing one, David has been making sacrifices that involve him leaving behind his country and the comforts of the US. David and Annie may want a cheaper lifestyle. Are David and Annie facing money problems again? There are chances that David and Annie have moved to Thailand because they aren't able to afford the lifestyle they want in America. David and Annie rose out of major financial issues to build their dream life together in the last few years. Their biggest achievement could have been the Fountain Hills-based, 4-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom townhome they bought for over $550,000, but David recently launched a real estate career which might not have been as successful as he wanted it to be. David had already proved his selling skills weren't quite up to the mark on 90-Day Diaries when he tried to sell a Thailand condo to Sumit Singh and Jenny Slatten. The 90-Day Fiancé star was recently spotted selling the same apartment on Instagram, suggesting times were tough for him. The added cost of the IVF treatment, flights to Los Angeles for doctor appointments, etc., may have taken a toll on him. While David might not admit it to protect his reputation, he could be facing money problems, hence the move to Thailand. 90 Day Fiancé is a reality TV series that follows the trials and tribulations of non-US citizens who travel from abroad each season to meet their potential spouses utilizing a visa. This 3-month visa gives the pair 90 days to determine whether or not their romantic and life goals are aligned before they're forced to return home unmarried. Drama and tension unfold as the couples navigate the tricky dynamics of international marriage. 90 Day Fiancé signs David Toborowsky and Annie Suwan's life isn't so perfect anymore. Money issues and Thailand trip could be issues. David Toborowsky and Annie Suwan are considered among the most iconic couples in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, but they may soon encounter marital issues related to money. The couple met in Thailand, where David first saw Annie singing in a bar. They quickly got engaged, and while filming 90 Day Fiancé Season 5, David and Annie moved to the United States and tied the knot. Despite their love, their early days of marriage were marked by financial struggles. They even had to live in a storage facility apartment for months to make ends meet. Slowly but surely, David and Annie achieved financial stability. They became popular reality TV stars and earned additional income by creating personalized videos for their fans. The couple now owns a beautiful home in Arizona, and David now works as a real estate agent. 7 years after getting married, they decided to expand their family in early. They underwent IVF treatment, and Annie became pregnant with her baby girl in July. However, they have chosen not to give birth to their baby in the United States. Annie has decided to deliver her baby in Thailand. Annie Suwan recently experienced a diabetes scare. Annie is facing a continuous stream of health challenges. It's understandable that Annie and David moved to Thailand so their baby could obtain dual citizenship, Thai and American. However, it appears that the couple has already begun encountering problems after their major move. Annie, who is 6 months pregnant, is facing a challenging pregnancy. Reality is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality shows to stream or watch right now. She has been struggling with severe back pain, heartburn, and even mood swings caused by hormonal changes. Her eating habits changed soon after moving to Thailand, which is known for its spicy food. Annie's recent weight change led her doctor to recommend checking her blood glucose levels to see if she had developed diabetes. Although Annie smiled in her recent video while checking her blood glucose levels, she appeared a bit nervous. Fortunately, the result was 92, which falls within the normal range, indicating she doesn't have diabetes. However, this scare has made her more cautious about her eating habits. She has decided to stop eating out in Thailand and instead cook at home to have control over the ingredients in her meals. Despite David and Annie being happy, this health scare may have affected their happiness and could potentially strain their marriage. David praises the affordable cost of living in Thailand. David might be concerned about the high cost of living in the US while Annie is thrilled to be reuniting with her family in Thailand. David seems amazed by how affordable the country is, particularly compared to the United States. He has been sharing Instagram posts showcasing the price of different experiences and activities in Thailand. In one post, David bragged about getting a relaxing foot massage with Annie and his sister at a low cost. David seemed enthusiastic about not having to spend much money to enjoy a perfect day with his wife. David wrote, "Quality of life here in Thailand is amazing. $3 to $5 for 1 hour is incredible." Although the couple is well settled in America and even owns a home in Arizona, David's obvious excitement for the cheaper cost of living in Thailand suggests the couple may be feeling stressed about the high cost of living in the United States. Additionally, David recently started working as a real estate agent, indicating that the couple may have needed additional income to cover monthly expenses. The financial burden of childbirth in America may have also played a role in their decision to move to Thailand before the arrival of their baby. Annie and David might disagree on their future living location. David may be interested in staying longer in Thailand while David appears excited about living in Thailand and welcoming their baby. Annie faces health challenges. There may come a point when both TLC stars have differing opinions about their living situation. David might wish to stay in Thailand to avoid the high cost of living in America. 90 Day Fiancé Annie Suwan and David Toborowsky make gross move as they leave the US. Are they just another shady couple? Annie and David Toborowsky flaunt their riches as they travel to Thailand, a behavior that 90 Day Fiancé fans consider distasteful and embarrassing. At the same time, Annie may not want to give up on her American dream and prefer that their child have amazing learning opportunities and healthy development in America. Despite any challenges that may arise, the 90-day fiancé couple can overcome them with their love for each other. 90-day fiancé, David Toborowsky unexpectedly welcomes another daughter into family after having baby Minthira with Annie. David Toborowsky from 90-Day Fiancé announced a new addition to his family after welcoming his first baby with Annie Suwan. David tied the knot with Annie in late. Over the past 7 years, they have been successful in building a strong marriage and appearing on TV. The couple made the decision to expand their family and pursue fertility treatments, including sperm extraction and an IVF procedure. In July, David and Annie shared the news of their first pregnancy before moving to Thailand a few months later. Their daughter, Minthira, was born in March recently. David revealed that his family is going to grow with the addition of another daughter, in addition to baby Minthira. David posted some photos of his son, Jacob, and his future daughter-in-law, Allison, and shared that the couple has set a wedding date. David expressed his happiness about his son's upcoming wedding, praising both Jacob and Allison as wonderful people. He added, "Jacob is an amazing son and we are so excited to welcome Allison as our daughter-in-law." David also mentioned that the wedding is scheduled for March in Houston, Texas, what David's growing family means for his life in the U.S. David's family may be calling him back to the U.S. In recent months, David and Annie fueled speculation that they might decide to make Thailand their permanent home. They have opened up about the reasons behind their happiness in Thailand, pointing out the advantages both financially and emotionally. While the idea of staying in Thailand seems appealing to David, he has given a hint of his return to the United States by announcing his attendance at his son's wedding in Houston. His latest update indicates that he and Annie could possibly be back in Arizona before the wedding takes place. It will be interesting to see how David and Annie raise their child. On the one hand, they could benefit from raising Minthira in Thailand, following Annie's cultural practices. This would make it easier for them to teach their daughter English while also helping her understand Thai. On the other hand, David and Annie wouldn't be wrong if they chose to raise Minthira in the United States. The 90-Day Fiancé couple may want their daughter to attend American schools due to the curriculum and education system. Our take on David giving his son's wife a warm welcome. David is proving he's an excellent father. It's heartwarming to see David be so happy about his son's future. It shows that he still maintains a close connection to all his family members. Most cast members change after getting married, but David has consistently been a wonderful father, even after marrying Annie. Despite life's ups and downs, David has raised his older children well. It is understandable for him to be excited about his son's wedding and to welcome another member into his family. It will be interesting for 90-Day Fiancé viewers to see how Annie reacts to the news and if she shares David's excitement. 90-Day Fiancé's David Toborowsky and Annie Suwan's exciting news amid new baby's birth is a sign they're changing their lives after moving to Thailand. Could their recent choices backfire? 90-Day Fiancé couple David Toborowsky and Annie Suwan have recently shared exciting news with fans, but amid their baby's arrival, is it going to be a life-changing decision or a massive fail? David is a 58-year-old man from Scottsdale who has been married to Annie from Thailand since. David was divorced with 3 grown kids when he met Annie at a bar in Thailand. Annie was 24 years younger than David. She didn't mind that David was poor and unemployed, but her family did as he struggled to pay Annie's dowry and take Annie to the U. David and Annie launched a cookbook. David and Annie's latest career move is an exciting one. 90-Day Fiancé viewers are no strangers to David and Annie's love for cooking. The couple even displayed their cooking skills by preparing food on the bed for pillow talk. Annie is an expert in Thai cooking and often shares tips and tricks for the perfect Thai meal with fans. David and Annie even featured in their own cooking show, a first for 90-Day Fiancé couples. The cooking show called Spice It Up with David and Annie helped showcase Annie's cooking skills, focusing on Thai cuisine. Bit-sized episodes of the show are available on YouTube for viewing. Meanwhile, David and Annie also launched a website called Cooking with DNA. It is a platform for David and Annie to share more of their story about their strong love and bond, which relies heavily on their love for food. David and Annie think they're a match in heaven, with Annie loving to cook and David loving to eat. Cooking with DNA was born out of their common love. They offer virtual and in-person cooking lessons where fans can choose and learn Annie's recipes or hire them for private meet and greets or appearances. In February, David announced that they'd now launched a cookbook, given their extraordinary popularity and love for food. Titled The Secret Taste of Love, the 100-page book was described as a story cookbook. It is published by Ahelia Publishing. The blurb of the book mentions, this beautiful cookbook intertwines Annie's cherished childhood memories from Thailand with her favorite recipes, crafting a heartfelt journey that celebrates both food and love. David and Annie's book has already ranked No. 1 in Thai cooking, food, and wine on Amazon in February. David and Annie just welcomed a baby. David and Annie named their baby Minthira. David and Annie haven't just been basking in the success of their cookbook. They've also recently become parents. Annie and David started their IVF journey in January at HRC Fertility in Sino. Several trips later, including one for a sperm extraction surgery because David had a vasectomy done in the past and a surgery where Annie's cyst had to be removed, David and Annie announced that they were expecting baby number 1 in July. The test came out positive, and millions of fans worldwide who'd eagerly waited for years for the couple to become parents cheered for them with hearts full of love and joy. We are thrilled to announce the arrival of our beautiful baby girl, Minthira. As per a report by Us Weekly, Annie and David welcomed their daughter on. They named her Minthira, which means brave gem and symbolizes the strength of Pisces, which David described as a shining light in their lives. The baby weighs 6 pounds, 9 ounces, and measures 19.3 inches long. David thanked the amazing doctors and nurses at Bangkok Pattaya Hospital, where Annie underwent a C-section as the placenta had moved but not as much as the doctor would have liked to see it. David is embarking on a real estate career. David is already cracking millions worth of deals in May. David shared exciting news about his career change, revealing that he had become a licensed realtor in Arizona. Posting a photo of his real estate agent card, he confidently declared, "I am a licensed realtor here in Arizona." Previously a teacher, David expressed his enthusiasm to 90-Day Fiancé fans. He mentioned joining Fielder's Choice Realty, a brokerage known for assisting investors and end users in finding exceptional properties. David also took the opportunity to thank his supportive wife, Annie, for her unwavering encouragement during this significant transition in his life. When David revealed he was moving to Thailand with Annie, fans questioned his decision as they were unsure of what was going to happen to David's job. However, the talented reality TV star is thriving even when he works remotely. David achieved a significant milestone by selling a $1.3 million house. He shared stunning pictures of the house with the caption, "We are so happy that we were able to help our clients purchase their home." The post garnered nearly 400 likes, with fans expressing amazement at David managing deals valued at over $1 million. Their recent choices may backfire. Will David decide not to leave the show after all? Cesar Garcia. David recently posted that their cookbook was now available in hardcover format along with already being available as paperbacks. The book's being a hit among fans, along with the success he's seen at his real estate job, may have led David to possibly decide that leaving 90-Day Fiancé could be a good idea. However, having a baby significantly increases expenses, and David and Annie's lifestyle hasn't been affected even after they left the US. The couple is one of 90-Day Fiancé's most famous. Their social media likes, which are often in 5 or 6 digits, confirm the same point. 0-Day Fiancé star David shouldn't be making hasty decisions because of bouts of momentary successes. There is still a lot more that the franchise could explore with David and Annie. They've already starred in 2 spin-offs that are entirely focused on them. Given the levels of fame they've achieved so far in just a few days, David and Annie's future in reality TV looks more promising than ever before.